When you break down ultra running at its core, I don't think anyone's tough enough for it. The tough runners are all doing the marathon. And I think us ultra runners are the happy runners. So I think the key to success is learning how to enjoy it instead of like just always fighting through the tough times, like learning how to make those tough times fun. No matter what level you're on, you learn how to enjoy what you're doing. Like a lot of mistakes that new runners make, of course I've made those same dumb mistakes. Most common newbie mistake is like trying to be your best every day and realizing that you need to do a lot of running at a very easy pace and comfortable pace and not like forcing yourself to try to perform every day and saving that candy for race day. When you get that amazing accomplishment, you don't want to taste that too often during your training. Traditionally in the marathon, people are like so picky about their splits, but in ultra running, like the most important component is like what's between your ears. And I think if you get super obsessed with your splits, till you actually get to where you're hurting, your head is so tired that it can't fight through anything hard. You're like setting yourself up for failure if you're like overworking your head early in a race, or even at the halfway point. It's so important to save those tools, those mental tools, for when you need them. Mistakes, I've made my share, but I think at some point you have to be okay with them and just suck them up and not just be like too bummed about the opportunities that came and went.
Tell me, honey, will we go far?
Listen, baby, don't break my heart.
Yeah, this road is long ahead. Yeah, this road is long ahead. Let's take it slow.
I also realized that the mental side is so much more important, and keeping your priorities arranged properly is a key. Making sure that your head is healthier than your body. Sometimes we think we have to throw the numbers up there and train a certain way. And I think the components to make a successful race are much more variable than what like we often perceive. And you could have a training block that went really poorly and you could still have an amazing result. But I think putting all the work in and like getting the result you want many times comes from the confidence boost you get from like a training block that went well. You have to realize there's a lot of variables too. And you got to be okay with whatever the day gives you.
There's a way now to count the days
Into the end, love, that's all I'll say.
all I'll say, singing la 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 la
Some people say like 10% a year. I wouldn't say that's the same for everyone, but injuries are a huge factor. I used to think I had a ceiling of 50, 60 miles a week, and I would get injured if I ever stretched it more than that. But just being patient with the body, now I'm doing like well over double that. You have to let the body and the mind develop. You have to be willing to put the work in. And there's no like test you can take to see if you've got what it takes. The only way is to actually try for it. Like everyone who's good at it, put the work in without knowing if they would be good at it. I do think it's important that you like pay attention to where you're getting advice. If you're listening to advice that's like strictly motivational, could set you up for like injury if motivation isn't your problem. But like if you're really struggling to get off the couch and out and you really need that motivation, then like listen to someone that's like super motivating. Good work. If injury is your struggle, then go to people that have dealt with injury. Because no matter what kind of advice you're getting, make sure you're getting it from someone that's very optimistic. Because it's amazing how much like people that are sad are the ones that are usually injured, because I think there's such a close connection between what goes on in our head and what goes on in our body.
The summer months are coming. I don't know how to take it. Keep your head up, boy. 'Cause May's like Miranda.